shout out to this dude right here. He made this tier list and he commented on the last video, which I thought was funny and unique. I'm assuming you like Danganronpa considering you clicked on the video, and I'm assuming you're a fan of Total Drama. So if those two did a fusion dance, you know, I'm gonna say plot armor, everyone forgets their memory to an extent, like before the island, I guess, or before even applying to the island. Just keep in mind, everything in this video is only my opinion. If you guys like this, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Every single one of you that are watching this are so amazing. Let's get it. So deciding the first person to get like murdered is a little bit challenging, but to do that, I'm pretty sure I'll have to identify who's gonna be like the first killer, like who's gonna crash out the quickest. And I know a lot of people say Scary Girl, but I think Scary Girl would be aware that she is too obvious, and if she did it, she'd have to play it really smart and it couldn't be right off the bat. She does know if she did want to kill someone though, it'll probably have to be sooner rather than later. But low-key, I'm pretty sure one of the hockey bros would die, mainly for the fact they're both really gullible, they're adventurous, curious, which are good traits, but not in a game of Danganronpa. I feel like that would set one of them up for failure, and unfortunately, I feel like it would most likely be Wayne. And obviously, for plot armor, they get the killer. They have to figure out how it happened. Alright, so you know how in Danganronpa, there's like a room kinda for each specialty, or just a vast broad of luxury rooms, just stuff for them to do, basically usually based on their interests. So I'm gonna say they get the clues, they do the hour of monologue, hour and a half, and by the time they're finally ready to piece it together, this is what happened. They narrowed it down to the killer is Nichelle. Alright, so one of the rooms was like an ice rink, obviously to cater to Wayne and Raj. And Nichelle, her murder plan, she knew that Wayne would eventually like go to the hockey rink if Raj was like gonna take a shower or do something else. So she spent like maybe a day, maybe two, observing the rink and noticed a specific area where the ice was uneven due to like faulty maintenance, probably on purpose by Monokuma. And after some digging, she like found, I guess, the cooling system, and just at the right time she could weaken the ice enough to create a trap. So like when she eventually saw him like starting to use it, she slowly adjusted like the cooling system, the ice system, raising the temperature. And Wayne, he was obviously scoring points over and over again. He was the next Wayne Gretzky. But just as he was like about to get a huge score, the spot he was heading towards was the weak spot. The ice gave away in a sharp crack. He obviously fell hard. Trying to get up, the ice is like super jagged, so if he tries, it'd probably like poke him or stab him. And then Nichelle started to raise the temperature again, eventually freezing him to death and entrapping him in the ice, in which that's how they found him. And then they had to do like how the hell did Wayne end up a popsicle? Guilty. Alright, chapter 2. And unfortunately, the body that was found after, you know, maybe like 4 days, they got 4 more days of dialogue, is Millie. So they immediately start analyzing. They realize that Millie is crispy, and by the end of the trial, they find out that the murderer was Ripper. So Ripper noticed that Millie studied in like the cafeteria every night, and he also knew that around the same time she would also make herself a snack. So what he did is, to make sure that no one else was around, maybe wait until there was an event or something or people were sleeping, and he purposely set a gas leak and then a little hook wire where when Millie finally went to go get her snack, the spark started, it blew up, everyone was awoken, and then they saw Millie crispy. R.I.P. Alright, chapter 3. You already know what's about to happen here, and I got to make it a little corny. The first body found is Chase, and the second body found is Emma. Alright, so when they first find Chase, he's just kind of laying there on the ground at the bottom of a cliff, and clearly he fell, and from a long ways up. Emma was here to find Chase's body. However, hours later, when everyone is trying to find clues, they find Emma's body. Sakura style. And then they realize that the poison that Emma was forcefully subjected to came from Damien's ultimate, like, room. He is a scientist and all that. And so with this, Priya is instantly intrigued, and so she starts researching, and she sees in Damien's room, he has his book open to how to make that poison. However, Priya knows that Damien is super careful with his experiments, but he's smarter than that to just leave incriminating evidence. And so Priya, she goes to investigate the poison that killed Emma, but it left an unusual residue, like a faint metallic smell or something. And then she's like, Damien's poison didn't have this smell. And then Priya, after recalling some of the plant life on the island, she realizes that the poison came from plant life, not Damien's room. And who has been interested in the carnivorous poisonous plants? Scary Girl, because she's known for her fascination with like dark stuff like that. Scary Girl tried framing my boy Damien, but she got caught. She fumbled the bag. You guys know she had to be the 3 killer. Alright, we all know the big bad wolf goes on number 4, so Caleb, you gotta get murdered. So the person who murdered Caleb, they believe that he has been like quietly scheming this entire time, just sizing everyone up, waiting for the perfect moment. Look at all the murders and the deceit, betrayal. No matter what she does, the murders won't stop. And Priya, who murdered Caleb, and she realized after snooping and breaking into his room, she found a whole bunch of evidence. Caleb is actually about to frame Priya, almost like Scary Girl was trying to do Damien. She thought Caleb was being nice to her because that was like a reason, or like for a reason. And this betrayal is like terrible in her head. Murder is not in her nature, but with Caleb targeting her, she can't fight that. And she's afraid that if she tells someone, someone else might kill her and then easily blame it on Caleb. So she knows he spends like every night or almost every night in the gym, and she noticed the gym's cable machine was slightly off balance. The wires, you know, after a whole bunch of use, was a little bit worn. So she tampered with it, loosening them. And so as he's like lifting the huge weights, you know, he put it almost on max, the cable suddenly snaps and the weights kind of come down, smushing his head like some melted Hershey Kiss on a sidewalk. But ultimately, Priya, she did leave some evidence, like the cable. Someone noticed, you know, probably Axel immediately noticed that they were tampered with. And eventually, when Priya knows she's caught, she's probably like, you know, I didn't even want to do this. I really didn't. Caleb, he was playing to murk me. I found out a few days ago, trying to frame me, make everyone believe I was a manipulator. I was playing y'all. The worst part is y'all would have believed him probably. I had Millie, she's gone. Me and Emma talked a little bit, she's gone. I had no one besides a person targeting me. I'm sorry I took Caleb away from you. Get prologue murder. And chapter 5, the last chapter. All the friends they lost, I feel like they're more than ready to finally get this game over with. The last body so sadly found was Z. Z, you know he does like everything almost on accident, and so he stumbles upon, you know, like the island control room where everything is being watched by the mastermind or Monokuma, probably left open on purpose to wrap the game up. And there's a file and he just clicks it immediately, and at first it's confusing, cryptic messages, but he realizes the island's game is not a cruel experiment, like not just that, but it's designed to continue until there's only one survivor. Until he reads something that's a little bit corny, but he does read the dialogue. To end the game, one has to either kill to earn their freedom or sacrifice to earn the others. To end the game and save them all, the system requires the death of one who is willing to give themselves freely. Only then will the game cycle be broken. You know, he thinks about the people he lost. Caleb, Priya, Emma, Chase, all got clapped. And there you go, the story of Z. He did it for the homies. In my opinion, this is a fire final 6. I bet you thought a lot of these people would be murderers. I won't lie, this cast kind of psychopathic low-key. I feel like I get murked by any of them. Just keep in mind, everything is only my opinion. Thank you guys so much for watching this. You guys are amazing for doing so. Don't be afraid to subscribe to my gaming channel, and I dare every single one of you to have a good day.